graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Everett Lee Show, a shot of entertainment to the head. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the entertainment.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to ELS, the Everett Lee Show podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are once again, getting ready to get down and get into some topics on this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, love the intro as always. All right. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ELS, the Everett Lee Show podcast. First off, I want to thank everyone that is watching this podcast, video version of it, on the official YouTube page of the Everett Lee Show. And also, I want to throw out there, thank you for downloading the audio version of this podcast and listening to it each and every week. And it just, my heart just is overwhelmed with joy for the fact that you take your time during the week and listen to this podcast, listen to the topics and the segments that we have for this podcast that I put out with my co-host. Whether it's Big Shaft or Chris Carnage, I just want to thank you. Thank you so much for it. A lot has gone on this week on this podcast, or actually just for me. In general, a lot's gone on. A lot of stuff's been happening. Been catching up with watching a lot of different TV shows. The other night, I sat down and I had DVR'd. I never did get to watch the first two episodes of the show on Fox called X-Men. Well, it's not called X-Men. It's based off X-Men. It's called The Gifted. I was watching that. I watched the first two episodes, and I'm like, damn, this is great. I love this. I love what they're doing. I love the references to the X-Men universe. I just love how they threw that in there, and it's connected. They acknowledge the X-Men and the Brotherhood from the X-Men universe from the X-Men movies. However, it's just fascinating so far with the visual effects and the story and the characters. The familiar characters, one of them had to be the mother of the two mutant children, Amy Acker, who I remember from the TV show Angel. She's done a lot of TV and stuff in the last few years, and she's done little spots on like shows like Supernatural during season 1. I think she was on the 3rd episode of that. She's done a lot of other things though, but actually seeing her back on a show as one of the main characters or supporting characters, and it's just awesome. She looks great, and it's just when I see her I still think of Fred. When I first seen her on the screen there, I was like, hey man, it's Fred from Angel. Damn. I know but that show's really good. I've been enjoying it. I've pretty much caught up with it. I think I didn't watch last week's episode, but I'm going to hit the on-demand and check that out before we get rid of our damn cable, because that is too damn expensive. The price of cable and the price of internet is just ridiculous. I don't know how I have gotten by this long and this far with paying an outrageous price. My wife watches more TV than I do. I'll watch Netflix, WWE Network, and that's about it. But, man, it's just cable. No wonder people are switching to different services. I do have PlayStation View. I did sign up for that. I'm waiting to gather up enough money so I can get the Amazon Fire Stick or Roku Stick or whatever the hell. Something I could use to put that app on there and just cut the cable out, keep the internet connection so I can do live streams and just uploads and everything, like uploading this podcast. So I just looking forward to getting rid of cable, all in all, and just sticking with the Amazon or a Roku Fire Stick and just uploading the PlayStation View app. I really do enjoy that, the TV programming for that, and then you can always find something to watch. I got my Netflix. I'll get on there and I'll watch some stuff. I watched the Sylvester Stallone movie Bullet in the Head, which is based off the graphic novel. I watched half of that. I got to finish the rest of it, but damn good movie. Stallone, good story, good action. It has the actor who's going to be playing Aquaman in the new Justice League movie. He's in it. He's such a badass, man. I don't want to give too much away, though, but the part when he goes into the bar there and he takes out the people in the back and he comes out back through after he takes out the private poker game, takes out those people, and then comes back into the bar and just takes everyone out. He's just cold, wicked, and I love it. I love it. Really badass character. He pulled that off really well. And then Stallone, as always, just a fantastic. So, hands down. I remember when the movie came out, it didn't get really that great of reviews, though, but on Netflix, a lot of people's giving it a really good rating. So, I just had to check that out. And been watching that, been busy with that. I've been busy with a lot of other things, which I will make an announcement this week on. Well, actually, you'll see where and when I make the announcement, because it's a big thing coming in 2018, man. Next year, the beginning of next year, there's something big happening. I don't want to mention too much right now, but I will tease and put it out there, and then everyone that listens to the show, watches the video cast, and listens to this podcast, you'll know what I'm talking about. But before I get any into that, I just want to mention Sunday on November 5th will be the Daytona Beach Comic Convention. I will be showing up there and checking out, shooting some video of the convention. I didn't do it last time. Actually, I tried to go live on my on the Facebook page, which you can see on the bottom of the screen there. Those viewing this podcast, facebook.com/the Everett Lee for you audio listeners. I did try to go live on the page there in the convention, but the connection was so bad and I wasn't able to do that. It's like with all this technology, you figured you could actually do a live cast and walk around and show where you're at or something. But with technology, this just gets me. We can send a man up in space, but we can't get a live stream and a internet connection, a stable connection on our phone. What the hell, man? What the hell? Damn! Well, it's like, come on. That's right. But Sunday, November 5th, Daytona Beach Comic Convention. It's going on from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is what on the comic convention page right here, if you head over to DaytonaBeachComicConvention.com, you'll have all the information right here on the screen. I'll pull it up right there. Those of you in the video cast right there. Show starts at 10 a.m. and runs till 4 p.m. Admission is $8 at the door. Children 12 years old or younger get in free. Random door prizes will be given away all day long. There'll be over 100 vendor tables selling comics, toys, magazine, trade paperbacks, records, collectibles, action figures, and more. It will be held at the Embry-Riddle ICI Center. If you know where that is, it's right across the road from the college. They're also going to have a costume contest with $300 in prizes. Daytona bucks, to be spent in the vendor's room. Contest will start at 1:30 p.m. on that day in the show in the lobby. No real guns, knives, swords, and any of those props. Just fake. Just props. No real stuff. Use props only. No play fighting. This is a kid and family-friendly convention. Please no costumes of the lure or distastefulness nature. There will be 3 groups. 11-year-olds and younger, 12-year-olds to 17-year-olds, 18 to older group. There will be a cash prize, Daytona Beach Bucks. Good at the show for first, second, third place in each group. Comic book guest. We'll have Bud Root, John Nadias, Alderez Horna, excuse me on these names. We'll have Jared Alberich, Jarver Lugo, Jeff Whiting, Steve Connolly, Catherine Flocken, Joe Levins, not John Levins, Jack Estrada, Art of Kyle Wills, Jesse Henderson, and Matthew McCorna. Probably saying that wrong too. Media guests will include King of the Bee Movies, Joe D. Wantcomp, actress M. Catherine Wantcomp, podcast and radio featuring friends of ELS podcast, Everett Lee's show. The Super Radio Brothers will be there doing a live podcast. Stop by their table there and say, what's up? Apparently, the Super Radio Brothers are going to be doing and bringing back like they did a few months ago at the last convention, the hot seat where you're asked questions, which is really good. There's no wrong answer. There's no right answer, which is really good. An actor from Star Trek, Tom Anteller. They'll have food services there and then entertainment with face painting and balloon creations and fun face balloon creations. So, and also a lot of other stuff going on right there and sponsors from local comics here like Cloak and Dagger, the Infinity Toys and Comic Con, Space Coast Comic Con, which will be coming on September 8th through the 10th. Well, that's already happened. They haven't updated nothing. And also the new place, Gotham City Pizza. So be sure to check that out, man. If you're in the Daytona area and you plan on being in the area around that time, Sunday, head over there. A lot of fun. It was fun last time. Took a lot of pictures. I'm going to do some video. I'm going to do a recorded video like I put up just yesterday or a couple days ago of Halloween. The Halloween video I put up, I finally got together and I finally put that out on the Facebook page. You can check that out at facebook.com/theEverettLee. And also, you can follow me on Twitter, as always, at the Everett Lore Score Lee. And you can check out the official website of the Everett Lee Show, everettleeshow.weebly.com. And before I get into anything else, I just want to mention that I'm trying to pull this up here. I got a lot of notes on my computer. Please bear with me just for a second. But I do want to mention friends of the show. City Limits Tap Room in DeLand, Florida. If you like to kick back a few cold ones with your friends while watching your favorite sports program, then City Limits Tap Room is the place to be. City Limits Tap Room has a wide selection of TVs to watch your favorite sports with your friends. City Limits Tap Room has pool tables, dart boards, among other things to do, and indoor and outdoor seating with a newly remodeled City Limits Tap Room, which serves food now. City Limits Tap Room is also the host of ELS Draft Tuesdays. Stop by there on the last Tuesday of the month for a live recording of the show. Tuesday nights is Guys Night with half-off draft beer starting at 9 p.m. City Limits Tap Room is located at 2620 North Woodland Boulevard in DeLand, Florida. And if you like shopping at Amazon.com, then head over to the EverettLeeShow.weebly.com and click on the Amazon banner links on the site. By clicking on the links, it gives a little bit back to the website and to the podcast. If you get your accessories from Amazon.com, then use the links on the EverettLeeShow.weebly.com website for all your shopping needs from Amazon.com. If you like shopping at Amazon.com, then head over to everyleeshow.weebly.com and click on the Amazon banner links on the site. Please do that. It helps out the podcast and it helps out the Everett Lee Show. What do I have going on for this episode? I still can't believe we're halfway through the 60s on this podcast. What do we got going on for this podcast for this week? We got the Mirakuru Lounge segment. Going to talk about what's going on with the CW DC shows such as Supergirl, The Flash, DC Legends of Tomorrow, and Arrow. Have some thoughts about that. Also, McShaft will be joining me here shortly for the in-ring report. We'll be talking about the current WWE releases of Emma, Summer Rae, and Darren Young. We're also going to throw down our Survivor Series predictions, and we're going to talk about The Undertaker returning for the 25th anniversary coming in January, on January 22nd, of the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. We haven't seen The Undertaker since WrestleMania, man. What the heck's going on? What kind of role or what speculation will be happening with The Undertaker? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be neat. But, all right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The Mirakuru Lounge segment for the week.
The Mirakuru Lounge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The Mirakuru Lounge. CW shows, man. A lot's been going on with the CW shows this week, and I'm very, very happy about a few things this week. Really good, fun episode we had. We had one episode, or a show. One show, I'll just say this. One show was really fun and exciting this week, which celebrated Halloween. We had another show, in my opinion, that was just dark and just didn't really, I didn't really feel it this week. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and ugly this week. The good, we'll talk about that. DC Legends of Tomorrow. We've seen the team travel back to 1988 to prevent the death of a young Ray Palmer. Apparently, a time aberration of a Dominator, of a baby Dominator, a young Ray Palmer keeps as a pet. And therefore, he ends up dying, and the team has to stop and figure out what is going to, what kills Ray, which is the baby Dominator. This episode, man, it was set in the 80s, which I loved. I was a kid in the 80s, man. I definitely was. And there was a lot of 80s references in this episode, man. I'm going to give a little bit of spoilers here, though, but with the facility where they were keeping Ray, young Ray, and the Dominator, that kind of reminded me of E.T. That's the first E.T. reference I caught. Second, we had a returning character that was working for that organization last year that we saw during the DC Legends of Tomorrow with when they went back in time for the Dominators. He was young, the young agent that had the Dominators, and then when in the future he was old. Well, we got the younger self. Here he is, tracking down another Dominator like before. But the first E.T. reference that reminded me of that there in the gymnasium or that community center where it's going to be at. Second was when Ray, older Ray, opens up the closet door and there's the Dominator in the stuffed animals E.T. reference sitting right there acting all still, which was pretty damn awesome. There was a lot of stuff that had Captain Steel was hanging out next to a DeLorean. Back to the Future reference. The bullies in their Halloween costume was a reference to the Karate Kid. And then also the, hot mom thing, the MILF thing, the cougar thing, which happened a lot in a lot of the 80s movies back in the 80s. So that was pretty cool. Captain Steel having a hots for Ray Palmer's mom.
Damn!
Oh, man. Yeah, that was something,
Oh,
Oh my God, what the fuck is that?
I know that's just it was just crazy. And then everyone dressing up like in the 80s outfits and stuff. Another 80 reference, if you caught, was when Vixen ran into the house when Captain Steel was getting seduced by the Mother Dominator. The line she says is, "Get away from him, you bitch," which was Aliens, which is a reference to Aliens with Ripley when she gets in the machine in the second Aliens movie when the Queen Alien was going after the little girl and the famous line, "Get away from her, you bitch." Well, they threw that reference in there, which was pretty cool. Another E.T. reference with them on bikes, with them flying up in the air. Ray Palmer, young Ray Palmer, and then Z, as I could say, the newest addition to the team. It was great. It was great. That was a fun episode. A lot of 80 references. Just I went back and watched it twice. I watched it the first time by myself, and then my wife wanted to see it, so we watched it, and I caught up on a lot of the things and stuff. It was just great, and really fun episode. Trying to prevent young Ray Palmer from dying from having a baby Dominator as a pet, which is crazy because apparently his mom said that was the first time he had any kept any kind of strays. So that was crazy, but it was fun. I mean, just a really good fun episode. Halloween, it happened around on Halloween in 1988 when the young Ray Palmer apparently died. So they have to travel back and stop that, which was really good. This week on The Flash, we were introduced to Elong Man, whatever his name is, Mr. Fantastic. He stretches. Not too keen on the names, though. But that episode was actually pretty good. I was kind of rolling my eyes a little bit on the previews and stuff. I was like, oh, really? But episode played out well. And the ending played up to a theory and a fact that I mentioned to my wife was in the Flash universe there on the Flash show, it's never really too good to find out more about your future than what was told. We've seen one of the villains last season drop the name, and then we've seen on this episode the same name dropped by the character Ralph, who becomes Mr. Stretch. Mr. Stretch there. I'm going to call him Mr. Stretch. Yeah, Mr. Stretch dropped the same name as one of the characters from last season that Gypsy was going after, that he mentioned, DeVoe. So that name got dropped right there. So it was like, okay, that's not the first time he heard it. Then he heard it again last season with his evil future Barry self, who was Savitar, who was trapped in the Speed Force, dropped that same name too. So yeah, that right there, it's Barry kind of knows what's going on. And the direction of the story was really good. Joe finally came out and said Cecile was pregnant. Everyone's happy and stuff. Caitlin trying to convince Barry. It's like, Ralph's not bad, Mr. Stretch. Not bad, because since he got affected by dark matter when he was on the bus, like the other two previous people, like Kilgore and Mrs. Bad Luck. And she's trying to convince Barry that he's not bad. It's just, there's a lesson in there that Barry learned. It's like, good people can ruin other people's lives. So that episode was pretty good. It was neat, and also with Danny Trino coming in as Gypsy's father, that dynamic he had with Cisco, not liking Cisco, and I like it when he was hunting him and Cisco trying to trap him. That was freaking crazy, man. And Danny Trino played that off so good. He's such a good actor. I love him. I love him as Machete and Badass, two of my favorite movies with him in it. And I liked his small role he had on Sons of Anarchy, which was really good. But he's a fantastic actor, and it was awesome seeing him in this role and being on The Flash. which he's a fan of, which no one knew. But Supergirl, I liked it. Like I mentioned on last week's podcast, it's about a cult worshiping Supergirl, and it was more into it. The leader of the cult was on the plane, spoiler alert, was on the plane in the first episode where Supergirl saves the plane. And this guy basically starts a cult following of worshiping Supergirl. And in the room that at this place where Supergirl ends up going with James and the other compadre, can't think off the top of my head right now, but they went in there and she realized this is all these people she remembers saving, but she don't remember saving the guy that was heading the cult. You know, Mr. Cult, drink the Kool-Aid. Gotta drink the Kool-Aid, man. Everything gonna be fine. You drink that Kool-Aid. You know, you follow me. We'll take you to the promised man. We'll take you to the promised land. We'll take you all the way.
All aboard the Midtown Express to hell.
That's basically what he was. One of those crazy cult leaders. Apparently, Kara was trying to reason with the guy and don't put all your faith in me. I'm no god. And he had some kind of crazy, as you would call it, some kind of crazy mechanism thing that was like blow up like an atomic bomb. Where the hell did he get that at? I don't know. And it had all the knowledges of Ra, the Ra, or sun god, whoever Kara worshipped on Krypton. But one of the characters that we've seen that's kind of like Supergirl with super strength, she's waking up. We saw the ship that's lodged into the side of Central City there, or National City, excuse me, wrong city, wrong show. National City. That's basically, there's some kind of vessel. It's the ship's used for some kind of vessel, or it is a vessel. I don't know. How the hell you want to look at it? It has something bad in it. They came from Krypton or from the planet where Mon-El came from. Some kind of bad mojo shit, getting ready to wake up and get ready to cause hell in National City on Supergirl. So that's building towards that now. Finally, we got something that's starting to build a story. You know, unlike another show, which I'll get to in a minute, will be last on my list this week. The episode was decent. I want to throw that in there. Just all in all, the show was decent. Nothing too spectacular. Nothing we knew, except we're starting to see a big bad now. Nothing new going on. Just the same old, flow with this episode. It was all right. But one decision was Kara's sister wanted to know, like, relationship status, if she's going to be with her girlfriend, if, she wants to sacrifice having kids, or if she wants to stay with her and not have kids. She's going through all that crap, man. Like any other couple or people go through day by day. So that dynamic right there may change, may not. Who knows? Last but not least, Arrow. We've seen Felicity team back up with the girl from the Helix organization, the hacktivists, and they were trying to track down and find out what was going on with the guy that they broke out last season. Apparently, he has a lot of plans. He recruited the help of Black Siren. Take a drink of my Coke here. All right. With the help of Black Siren, they're trying to take down the internet, some blueprints and some stuff. But all in all, it was a master plan to make it look like Felicity basically left her fingerprints and him without a trail, and he can ride off into the sunset. Is this guy going to be the bad for Arrow? Some little hacker, smart guy? I'm waiting for some big badass to show up, I know next week's episode, we got Slate Wilson teaming back up with Arrow. Green Arrow. Oliver, he's trying to balance out. It was all in this episode. I know all the All-City fans were like jumping for joy, gleeing for joy. Oliver and Felicity's back together. Oh. Yeah. I bet you couldn't contain yourselves there, could you? Which I'm happy for, honestly. Yeah, I'm happy, though, but I'm not going to get into the why and the reasons why. The All This City fans just aggravate the shit out of me. But all in all, I'll just say this, that, yeah, that relationship, they're starting to build back on that on really good terms. They're taking it one day at a time, which is good. And with Oliver not being the Green Arrow, but old habits are hard to break, especially when Felicity was trying to help out the chick from Helix, and him coming in like the badass, like the knight in shining armor, which turned out to be a flop because he made a fool of himself. So, all in all, this episode, I just wasn't really feeling it. I didn't really feel it because it bounced here and there. There's a good couple points, like I mentioned. Oliver and Felicity's relationship, that's taken, healing day by day, step by step, and all that, lovey-dovey stuff. Also with the, John still, being in charge of Team Arrow. Nothing's changed there. And just this villain, I'm not feeling it. I'm just laughing at it. It's like it's like Team Arrow, man. First damn Geek Squad, huh? The Geek Squad on steroids. That's what I'm looking at it as. I didn't feel this episode this week. Next week's episode should be good with the return of Slade Wilson, Deathstroke. We'll see where that goes. The good this week, DC Legends of Tomorrow. The bad, Supergirl. The ugly, Arrow. Next week should be really better and really good. I have a couple things I want to happen to mention. The TV ratings for Halloween on The Flash suffered because the World Series was on, man. The damn World Series. Reporting from comicbook.com. Basically, with parents walking their kids around the neighborhood and millions of eyes glued to Game 6 of the World Series, Tuesday night's TV shows didn't fare too well. The Flash was one of the baseball's biggest victims on Halloween night, with 2 million people tuning into the episode. The series only scored a 0.7 rating in the 1849 demographics, which marks a 30% drop. The CW followed up with an ET edition of Legends Tomorrow, which basically was 1.43 million with the 0.4, which also saw a drop in its demo ratings. The World Series was the biggest winner that night. I mean, it was Game 6, man. 18.9 million watched. The Los Angeles Dodgers beat the Houston Astros 3-1, sending the series to the 7th and final game, which we know who won that. In addition to the strong viewership, Game 6 also scored a 5.1 in that demographic. NBC didn't do well. CBS didn't. ABC, they didn't. You got the damn World Series. This far, I'm just going to throw out here, this World Series that came and gone was the most watched World Series in years. So many people were hyped up to watch this. Of course. But you know what? Let's see the ratings and the demographics for the on-demand and the DVRs of people who recorded this. If they're out trick-or-treating, getting candy, getting cavities for their teeth because it's Halloween, or if they're watching the damn World Series, I mean, the next day, I'm sure the on-demand and the DVR demographics jumped on these shows for all these networks. They don't throw that out there, do they? The on-demand viewership and how that goes up and everything. But besides that, that's what was happening on Halloween night this past week. Villains. I'm talking about villains. Villains will take the center stage in Arrowverse during week of November 20th. Here's the episode synthesis of November 20th during that week. What's going to be happening? CW has officially released the synthesis for Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Arrow during the week of November 20th. Coming from comicbook.com again. Monday's episode, Supergirl, wake up when and the team discover an alien ship has crash landed deep underneath National City, Kara, Supergirl, is called to investigate. Meanwhile, Hank attempts to bond with his father, Murrin. Samantha eagers for some understanding of the changes she's been experiencing, looking to her estranged mother, Patricia Arias, for answers. Wake Up will be on November 20th. The Flash, Therefore I Am. Barry meets DeVoe. Barry comes face to face with DeVoe. DeVoe's past is revealed through flashbacks. Meanwhile, Iris puts the final touches on the wedding, which is a week away. That will be on Tuesday, November 21st at 8 p.m. DC Legend of Tomorrow. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun games. Sorry. With Sarah out of commission, the team finds a new acrotechnist or whatever, new leader that leads them to the jungle of Vietnam, right in the middle of a war, the Vietnam War, apparently, I guess. Ray, Amira, and Zara poses as journalists and trek through the jungle when they are led to time-displaced Gorilla Grodd. Grodd returns. Meanwhile, Nate and Rory run into someone Rory knows, which gives him a glimpse into his past. Victor Garber and Franz Drummond, I don't know who the hell that is, also star. It'll be on November 21st at 9 p.m. right after The Flash. Then we got Thanksgiving night, Thursday, Arrow. I can't believe they're showing a damn episode on Thursday night, Thanksgiving. Oh well, the ratings should probably jump for this one. Thanksgiving is the name of the episode. Oliver celebrates Thanksgiving with his family, but the happy moment is interrupted. Meanwhile, Black Siren returns to wreak havoc on the holiday. Gord Verdoro directs the episode. Okay. Thanksgiving will premiere on November 24th at 9 p.m. And all those shows are on the CW. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I have for this week on the Mirakuru Lounge. Are you a fan of ELS and Chris Carnage? Well, you can show your support with the latest ELS and Chris Carnage swag. Head over to everetleeshow.weebly.com and click on the merch tab to get your ELS and Chris Carnage t-shirts. Look for special promo codes when available, such as percentage off and free shipping when you buy an ELS or Chris Carnage swag. Head over to everetleeshow.weebly.com and click on the merch tab to get your ELS and Chris Carnage t-shirts.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the in-ring report this week. I'm joined by my co-host, my charismatic co-host. Joining me on the in-ring report is always McShaft. What's up, man?
Just doing McShaft things and, McShafting around and coming up with different aliases in case, something happens. I can blame somebody else that's not actually me, but it is. It's almost like I have multiple personality disorder, but I don't.
Yeah. Well, you had a hell of a week, man. You went to Savannah. I had you on the podcast last week when I gave you a random call just out of nowhere, just saying, hey,
I was about 15 sheets to the wind. I was. I had quite a few beverages in my system at that time. When I say quite a few, I mean like more than 5 or 6.
Oh man,
I actually pre-gamed before I went to a bar crawl, which is pretty hardcore in itself right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was 10 bars total I had to go through, and around number 6, I think I pretty much reached my limit, and I still had 4 more to go.
Damn.
So I kind of had to like power through the other like 4 of them, and I mean, it ended pretty good. I mean, I made it. I didn't puke. I didn't have a hangover the next day because I don't get hangovers.
Yeah.
Saw some amazing costumes. Had some really good drinks and even more amazing food, because every time I go to Savannah, the food that I find up there is phenomenal. I mean, and it's nothing like super like 5-star class. I mean, there are some like definite 5-star like restaurant stuff there, but I mean, like all the stuff that I'm eating, I mean, they should be able to have, you know, down here in our area, but you just never see it. Like, for instance, okay, you know what cheese curds are, right?
Yeah.
Little cheese balls, they buy, they, you know, ball them up, fry them, boom, cheese curds. They had pretzel crusted cheese curds.
Jeez.
Never seen that before. Yeah, pretzel crusted cheese.
That sounds
curds.
good.
It was amazing.
That does.
You know, and then we went to Paula Deen's like buffet restaurant the next day. Let me tell you, still to this day, that is the best fried chicken that I have ever had.
I heard she has really good fried chicken. Her restaurant's really good, and the food and the service is fantastic.
I am not a like pot roast and like gravy fan at all, because I mean my parents made it a lot when we grew up.
Right.
However, her pot roast and gravy. Let me tell you something, okay? It like you touch it and it fell apart.
Yeah.
The flavor was so strong. I mean, I literally probably could have eaten like 4 or 5 plates of just the pot roast. Like,
Right.
the macaroni and cheese there is so good. They put out an entire like tray of macaroni and cheese. Now, a tray on a buffet is probably about, you know, like this long or so. I mean, it's a good size. You know, it's a buffet tray. They put it down, and this dude walks up with 2 plates and scoops the entire fucking tray of macaroni and cheese out in these 2 plates and takes off. So the girlfriend walks up there to get some macaroni and cheese, and she comes back to the table, and she's like, "You're not going to believe this." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I walked to the buffet, and I get to the end, and one of the employees was standing there, and she had this look on her face." I'm like, "What's going on?" And she goes, "Somebody literally just scooped out the entire tray of mac and cheese on their plate and left. We just set it down." I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I saw people with a plate. Okay, I saw people with a plate. And they would go in there and they would put like 6 pieces of fried chicken on this plate, okay, and then they would put a slice of meatloaf hanging off the side like a mountain, and then they would put pot roast on top of that and just let it all drizzle down and everything. I mean, literally, they had like mountains. I mean, it's that good.
That sounds great.
For all you people listening out there, if you have like a Publix by you, you know, Publix has really good fried chicken.
Yeah.
You know, and some people, okay, they may love like Popeyes or like KFC fried chicken, but I think Publix fried chicken is better than both of those.
Right.
Paula Deen's fried chicken
is the best.
It puts Publix fried chicken to shame. Like, I don't think I could ever eat Publix fried chicken again after eating Paula Deen's.
I bet because she puts everything she can into what she makes, and it's fantastic.
Like, the flavor of the breading, okay? So, it was like crispy breading, but it wasn't like so crispy where you feel like you're chewing on like dirt.
Right.
However, it wasn't like not crispy enough to where it gets, you know, like sometimes fried chicken gets like kind of soggy with the breading in certain parts. No, every part of the breading was crunchy.
Really?
The flavors of the breading were just fabulous. And then when you pull it off, there was not a single piece of dry chicken meat on any piece. Like, every part of that chicken was like super moist, like melt in your mouth.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
Absolutely amazing.
That is. I'm glad you had a good time,
You know
and
the best part about it?
I had to call you. What's the best part?
Is that the next day, you think after a bar crawl and us getting like annihilated drunk, we wouldn't drink.
Right.
No, we kept drinking the next day too. Dude, I literally walked around the next day with a buzz too the entire time.
Oh my god.
Jackpot.
Damn.
It was by accident too. We were playing on it.
Wow. This week on the in-ring report, I just had to find out what was going on and how everything was. I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad you're back and sober this week for the in-ring report for this week. News just broke the beginning of this week about 3 releases from the WWE. We got Emma, Summer Rae, and Darren Young. They finally released Darren Young, Summer Rae, and Emma. After Emma had 2 matches this past Sunday at TLC against the debut of Asuka. She had a match on the pay-per-view. Then she had a rematch on Monday night, again with Asuka. And then a few days later, or almost a week, Emma gets released. I was shocked about that. Okay, I will just say this. I was shocked about Emma getting released. Okay, and then with Summer Rae and Darren Young, I wasn't too shocked because they weren't doing really anything with them. And then Summer Rae would pop up on like Instagram doing live videos, and people's asking, "When you coming back? When you coming back?" And she said, "I'm coming back. I just don't know when." And then Darren Young, the last time we saw him was out by the ring with Bob Barklund.
Oh.
And then he disappears. And then they released both of them, which I'm not surprised, but I was shocked about Emma out of all people.
Backtrack to us about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I want to get your take on these releases.
When we had that huge discussion about the Divas division and stuff,
yeah.
I think about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago.
And if I remember correctly, my whole argument was that when you have someone like Asuka coming up in here, same thing with like Charlotte and like Sasha Banks and Bayley, these chicks who legit can wrestle really good and put on good, entertaining matches.
Yeah.
You're going to start seeing the flaws in all these other women that have been around for a while, and you're really going to find out they really can't. I mean, some of them may know how to wrestle,
yeah,
but they're nowhere near the level of like those 4 women I just mentioned.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to start weeding through the talent. And not only that, but with the Mae Young Classic, they signed a lot of those women, which we saw a couple of them when we went to NXT, and their skills in the ring were much better than Summer Rae and Emma. And Emma, who, has been around for a little bit here too.
Yeah.
Not saying that they're bad wrestlers, but they
just didn't utilize them.
Well, no, not really that. I mean, because if they didn't utilize them, she never would have fought on TLC in a rematch the next night. But here's the thing. I would say overall, like, talent, ability, to really put on a good, entertaining match is not there. I mean, you could see the same, like Lana. I mean, when last time we saw Lana wrestle, I mean, was that really, like, a good match?
I know.
You put Sasha Banks and Charlotte in the ring together, 5-star match.
Yeah.
You put Asuka and, like, Charlotte, Asuka and Sasha Banks, Bayley and Asuka, Bayley and Charlotte, Bayley, you know what I'm saying? You could throw even Becky Lynch in there too. You're gonna have like 4 or 5-star matches. You put Emma versus Summer Rae, you're gonna have like a 1-star match, So the way I look at it is they had this whole entire, like, let's say, era of divas where they were mostly models. They didn't really wrestle that much. It was sloppy. Yeah. Then you had the transition period. The transition period is where you have like Emma, Paige, Summer Rae, Alicia Fox, Naomi, to where they weren't like diva models, but they weren't like they weren't like really good wrestlers either. They're in the middle. So they still did things like some photo shoots and bikinis, and then they still did some, wrestling and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
They were the transition era. Now you have, they call it the Divas Revolution era, or the Women's Revolution era.
Yeah.
So you have women that actually can wrestle really good now, like men. Sasha, Charlotte, Bailey, Asuka, on the indies, Candice LeRae. She's another good one. They can wrestle good. So what's happening now is that now all these, like, transition era women, all their flaws are starting to come out, and now they're going to start, weeding through them and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised of any of these, to be honest. Now, one of my friends actually kind of rebutted back and said, well, remember the first NXT, women's match was Paige and Emma, and it was an awesome match.
Yeah, it was.
And I said, well,
it was.
At the time, it was an awesome match. Because look who you had fighting, Emma and Paige, okay?
Yeah.
Now, to be honest, okay, Paige herself is a pretty good wrestler. However, do you ever see her having really 5-star matches with, anybody? Now, when she was fighting against AJ Lee,
they had some good matches.
But
I agree with that. Yeah,
that's because they were both on like the same level. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The bar was like right here when they were feuding. Now with this whole women's revolution, the bar is raised up to here now.
Yeah.
Okay. So all these other transition women, Paige, Emma, Alicia Fox, all this kind of stuff. Who's the one that James Ellsworth was with?
James Carmella.
Carmella, her too.
Carmella.
Okay,
yeah.
You're going to start seeing these. I mean, these pretty much women are on the chopping block right now. Of like, look, you either need to like get your shit down by now or get the fuck out. Okay, and I called it, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I know you called it. That's why I wanted to get your.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to get your.
I'm not surprised at all.
And
to be honest, I think it was probably the best thing for these three because now they can go work like indies and stuff and everything. And depending which ones they work with, they can work with some people that have been around for quite a while in the indies and people that are like phenomenal wrestlers and really kind of start homing in their skills and get better. And then I'm sure we'll see them come back eventually, up through NXT maybe or the main roster, and their skills are going to be twice as good.
Yeah.
I mean, look at, what's his name, Drew McIntyre. I mean, he sucked when he was in WWE. I never gave two shits about him. Went through the indies, came back up. He's in NXT now, and his wrestling ability, is, a bit better than what it was originally.
Right.
So just because you start in WWE doesn't mean you're going to, become the best wrestler in the world, and everything. I mean, sometimes, you have to take a step back and go a different direction and then come back through.
Yeah.
I mean, look at AJ Styles. He never was in WWE originally. I mean, he was in WCW. He went to the Indies, New Japan, all this kind of stuff. Impact, Ring of Honor.
He went all over the place.
Yeah, and then look what happened. And then look what happened.
Yeah.
He came back through, and guess what? Now he's in WWE, and I mean, he's awesome.
Can you imagine AJ? He's phenomenal.
Can you imagine if he never was an Impact, or Ring of Honor, the Indies, and stayed in WWE?
We wouldn't have the AJ Styles that we have right now,
Exactly.
We wouldn't.
I mean, and another good one too, if you look at Jinder Mahal, I mean, did anybody really give a shit about 3MB? I mean, that right there should have been, all three of them should have been gone a long time ago. But what happened to Jinder? Got released, toned up his body a little bit. Came back with a different gimmick. His wrestling ability still sucks, but I mean, at least he's getting there with the gimmick and stuff.
His work ethic, that's what got him the attention of Vince and Triple H, his work ethic.
Exactly.
He came in, he's like, I'll do whatever you need me to do, and that's the kind of people they want.
Sometimes you have to step back and reassess yourself and come back in.
Exactly. But, it's with Summer Rae and Darren Young. I mean, Darren Young was with Titus, catering worldwide. Sorry, I had to
that's another name that needs to get released too.
Well, let me just say this. Now, Darren Young was with Titus. They were the primetime players. They were they did get some gold. They did get the tag team gold.
Primetime who?
The primetime players.
Nobody cares.
But they ended up, splitting them up, and they put Titus on his own thing. They tried to work Darren with Bob, Backlund, and that didn't work. The whole gimmick of making Darren Young great again, that didn't happen. So that ended up being scrapped. Summer Rae, she was gone, and then just what we got is three talents. We just hope and wish the best for that they end up in some kind of whatever direction they go in. We just wish them the best, and they just make a success out of where they go.
Like I said, WWE needs to start cleaning out their talent.
Well, that's what they did with these releases, man.
And exactly.
I mean, that's what they did.
Not only is it going to give them some more cushion for like financial stuff, but now they can take these salaries, these people that aren't doing shit, and put it towards getting people in here that people want to see.
Well, it's budget cuts too. You got to look. You got to look at the budget cuts.
Like for instance, they signed Adam Cole and Red Dragon. Okay.
Yeah, the NXT.
Okay, so would you rather watch Darren Young wrestle, week after week, and put on like shitty ass matches, or would you rather watch
Adam Cole and Red Dragon? You shouldn't even ask me that question. That's a hands down question.
They can wrestle every week. They could wrestle the same person 3 weeks in a row, and it would still be exciting every time.
Yeah,
you put Darren Young in the ring fighting someone like Fandango one-on-one. I mean, you're gonna be flipping the channel or going to the bathroom, whatever, every time.
Yeah, I know.
Titus O'Neil, I guarantee you, he'd be next. Get rid of him. No. I mean, honestly, get rid of him. Get rid of Fandango. Take Tyler Breeze. Either put him back to the whole fashion gimmick or get him the fuck out of here. No one gives a crap. Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, get them out of here. Nobody cares. I mean, when's the last great thing they ever did? You know what I'm saying?
They're making The Miz look great. The Miztourage. They're making him look great.
But when was the last exciting match that those guys...
They haven't.
Exactly.
They're heaters. They're heaters to make The Miz look great.
Yeah.
That's all they are. That's all they're for.
They can hire people that aren't wrestlers to do that. Anybody could do that. They're professional wrestlers. Either wrestle and have a good match or get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I couldn't give two shits about the Miztourage. Whenever time that the Miz comes on, I'm not worried about the Miztourage. I'm worried about who's going to kick the Miz's ass because he's the heel. I couldn't give two shits about the guys walking on the ring or whatever they do. I really couldn't care.
I know.
They're irrelevant in the whole entire thing.
I know.
I mean, if you look at the TLC match, they had to bring in another tag team and two big guys in the match because they knew that Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas weren't going to cut it. It's like the Singh brothers. The only thing they're good there for is to put them through a table or something. That's about it.
I know exactly.
So, well, it's like Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin.
I know you don't like Baron Corbin. I was telling my wife last night we were watching SmackDown. I said, I just still can't grasp that he's the U.S. champion now. I just can't get it.
My reaction was the Revival. There you go. I said it. The Revival.
Undertaker.
Oh.
You heard about the 25th anniversary of Raw?
Yes.
Yeah, Undertaker, man, has been announced that he's going to be showing up on the 25th anniversary along with other people for Raw. I got this off of Wrestling Inc. right here. WWE announced The Undertaker will be making an appearance on the 25th of Raw on January 22nd of 2018. This will be his first WWE TV appearance since losing to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33 in April. Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and other legends will be at attendance, as well as both Raw and SmackDown. WWE reported on their website here as, quote, as first reported by the New York Post, the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw will emit from the Barclays Center and the Manhattan Center in New York on Monday, January 22nd of 2018. and air live on the USA Network at 8 p.m. Tickets are available for the event starting Friday, November 3rd through Ticketmaster outlets.
I mean those overpriced tickets that
Superstars from both Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live will be at the Barclays Center, while the event at the Manhattan Center, the site of the first episode of the first Monday Night Raw, will feature both WWE superstars competing, plus a special appearance by legends such as The Undertaker, Kevin Nash, and Shawn Michaels, and among others. VIP packages, including a meet and greet with the WWE legends, will be available for fans at the Manhattan Center.
That'll be an extra $400 charge on top of your $800 seats there.
All I got to say is I think it's cool that they're going back to the Manhattan Center where Monday Night Raw started. Remember the old Monday Night Raws, man? I mean, they were at that Manhattan Center. You had Vince come in. He's like, live, it's Monday Night Raw. That was so spectacular. And the Manhattan Center. Remember how small that arena was there, or that center? And it started right there, and it's just, 25 years. That is crazy. It just blows my mind that a production like Raw has been on the air that long. And I don't know what to say about it, because especially with The Undertaker. What do you think? You think Undertaker's going to go after somebody, or he's going to show up and just like choke slam someone, tombstone, and walk off?
He's going to show up and just choke slam somebody.
Yeah, because around that time, January, it's going to be around the Royal Rumble. Like the Royal Rumble, after or to the Royal Rumble is the road to WrestleMania, and which leads into what's Taker going to do? What's he going to do?
Hopefully not put over someone as fucking retarded as Roman Reigns again.
I hope not either, but I like to see Taker do something this year at Mania, because I don't think he's done and over yet, because I think he may end up doing something. And
Remember last year at the Royal Rumble when Roman Reigns came out number 30?
Yeah.
And everyone was booing the shit out of him?
Yeah.
So there's actually a compilation video on YouTube where it has like 50 people's like reactions to Roman Reigns coming out. It's the best thing ever, because like there's people sitting there like trying to guess who's going to come out, and like number 30, they're like, Samoa Joe, come on, Samoa Joe. And they're like, Banan. And they're like, oh, fuck this shit. They're just like so pissed off. It's great. It's great.
Well, I want to talk briefly with you about the Survivor Series.
Well, before we get into that, I want to start things off here on a high note, because I have a feeling this Survivor Series here is going to be full of shit. Most of it, not all of it.
Yeah, so, most of it will be. Most of it will be. Survivor Series. I was going to do this last week, but I wanted to wait until you got back, because I love your animosity and how you're just like, screw this guy, screw that guy. I don't give a shit about this guy.
Before we start up on this, can we talk about Ring of Honor? We talking about Ring of Honor, because I want to.
Yeah, we can talk about Ring of Honor,
because this whole like Emma Summer Rae, Darren Young thing. I mean,
we'll talk about Ring of Honor.
All right, so it's not gonna be long. So quick here. They're coming to Florida.
Yes,
the first time in a while. I mean, they've hardly come down here.
Yeah,
independent company. I mean, I can't. They can't obviously travel too much, but coming to Fort Lauderdale November 11th, Lake Mary. Actually, no, it's not Lake Mary. It's Lakeland.
Lakeland.
Yeah, November 12th.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. So, I got tickets to the Fort Lauderdale one, so I'll be there. They just announced, about a month ago when they first announced this, they announced that Kenny Omega will be at both shows.
Yes.
And he's going to be at the Supercard of Honor, which is their next pay-per-view.
Yes.
2 days ago, they announced the main event for the Fort Lauderdale show, because they haven't announced any matches yet.
Yeah, yeah.
The main event will feature, and actually 2 days before that, 3 days before that, the Elite said on their Twitter account or Instagram account that all characters from Being the Elite will be at these shows.
Yes,
so that
they
means
will.
we're going to have the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Marty Scurll. So,
Hangman Page.
Yeah, Hangman Page, all of them. So, Fort Lauderdale, main event announced, 6-man tag team match. You're going to see the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega fight Jay Lethal, Dalton Castle, and Kenny King.
That's gonna be a hell of a match, man. I love to see that. I'd love to see that.
It's gonna be great.
I'd love to see that. I asked my wife, I'm like, how come you didn't get tickets to this, man?
What else did I say? Yeah, so I got general admission, which was like, wasn't too bad. So I'm gonna get there like super early and try to get some pretty decent seats, and hopefully they'll have a meet and greet, and I'll share some pictures and some stories and stuff with everyone on that following podcast. It's next Saturday. I'm going.
Yes.
So I'm pretty stoked. And then New Japan just had an event. I think night before last.
Yes.
And of course, because of Halloween coming around, the main event was Chase Owens. He's in a Bullet Club.
Yes.
Dressed as the genie from Aladdin. Kenny Omega, Princess Jasmine, and Marty Scurll as Aladdin. Okay. I've heard that this is a must-download match because of all the crazy shit that happens inside of it. Also, too, if you go on like Instagram, there's like little clips and stuff of everything. It looks hilarious. I haven't found it yet to watch. I plan on doing that here shortly because if anybody else can find it, gotta download it. I think the event, let me see if I can find what the event was here, because there was a recap on one of the news sites I go to. New Japan Pro Wrestling Road to Power Struggle. That's what it's called. So it was a third match. It was Yoshihashi, Will Ospreay, and Trent Beretta from Chaos fighting the Bullet Club, Kenny Omega, Marty Scurll, Chase Owens. So it says, this match is too goofy to accurately describe. There are numerous spots involving Marty Scurll using a magic carpet. Princess Kenny Omega at one point receives assistance from an inflatable monkey. Aladdin and Jasmine kiss. Beretta eventually hits Chase Owens with a dude buster on the magic carpet for the pinfall. It says, go find this marvelous, ridiculous, bonkers, touching, wild match now.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
That is crazy.
And then also, if you haven't heard, Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho kind of been going at it on Twitter.
Yeah. I was going to say, did you hear about that, man?
Honestly, I think Kenny Omega got the upper hand on that one. Also, too,
well,
it was funny how he ended it because Kenny Omega was like, okay, enough free publicity for you. I'm ending it. I was like, damn. But one of the things that really got me was look what
I found.
Chris Jericho made the comment on there about how, you have really good matches, but nobody ever sees them. At least people are seeing mine. And Kenny Omega goes, that's okay. People obviously know who I am and see my matches because I'm having 6-star matches every time.
Yeah.
Unlike someone else. And I was just like, fuck.
I know. They went back and forth there on Twitter about it and stuff. I laughed about it because going back and forth. Now, a lot of people's like, well, Jericho and Omega, they're friends. Well, they appreciate and what each other's done for the business, but they're not like best of friends. They're acquaintances.
Right.
So, and if you see up on the screen here and on the audio version of this, look what I pulled up there, McShaft.
Yeah,
who do we got here?
We got Marty Scurll, Kenny Omega, and Chase Owens.
Oh my goodness, man. That is great. That is so great. Well, let's talk about WWE Survivor Series coming up on this November 19th, the match card. So far in the match card, we're talking about they're going to have the the 5-on-5 elimination match with the men from Raw versus the men of SmackDown, and then a 5-on-5 women of Raw versus women of SmackDown elimination. So far on the match card, it's already announced that excuse me, that for the women, for Team Raw, we got Alicia Fox, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. And then, of course, I think Nia Jax is already added to that. Against Team SmackDown with Becky Lynch, Carmella, Charlotte, Naomi, and Tamina.
Oh, boy.
Now the thing is, one thing I don't like about the Raw is I don't like the crazy like a fox, Alicia Fox. I think that is too childish. If I was 12 or 13, I think I would like that, but I don't. I'm going to say that for the women, I could see SmackDown whipping the women of Raw, whoever the hell they get. I can see that happening.
On Raw here, you've got one shit wrestler, Fox, and two good wrestlers, Banks and Bayley, fighting a good wrestler, Lynch, a shit wrestler, Carmella, a good wrestler, Charlotte, and Naomi and Tamina, which Naomi is like mediocre. Tamina, what the fuck are you even wrestling for? So right there, SmackDown's got 3.5 good wrestlers versus Team Raw's 2. Yeah. If they had Nia Jax in there, I mean, yeah, I'd give them probably 2.5 right there. I mean, this is exactly what I was talking about right here. It's going to be a bunch of fucking chickens with their heads cut off, running around while Charlotte, Lynch, fight Bayley and Sasha, and everyone else can just run around and do some stupid ass shit.
Well, I could say that I could see Team SmackDown bringing it because Becky Lynch, she's a fan favorite. She's the team captain. During the invasion angle they did last week, you seen her. She jumped up front there with the guys. She can hang with the guys. And
Alicia Fox Alicia Fox is too worried about what kind of captain's hat she's going to wear.
I know. It's failure. You can see it failure.
Really?
I can say Becky Lynch is the kind of person. What I like is that if you have some kind of kegger or party, she's right there hanging out, sitting on the keg, and having a good time. You know what I mean? She's
sitting on the keg. Where'd that tap go?
Yeah. But this team, honestly, I like SmackDown women who they got on there. I do, because you got Charlotte, you got Becky, two of the greatest right there. Now Naomi, honestly, it's taken her a while. She has improved in a lot of things. She does put on exciting matches. But Carmella, Miss Money in the Bank, that still could be a threat to the blue brand. Her cashing in, whatever. But this right here, I think SmackDown, they have a solid team. So it looks like Team Raw is going to bite the dust on this one. Now for the men, what's already mentioned, we saw this past Monday on Raw.
Kurt Angle
was Kurt Angle, who's going to be the general. He's leading the Raw brand. But
he's going to be wrestling.
If you see, I got up here who's plan to be on the 5-on-5 traditional for the men on Raw.
So we got Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and Mr. Meningitis, Roman Reigns. Okay.
And so far
against Shane McMahon,
which hasn't been announced.
Right. Styles, Bobby Roode, Randy Orton.
Orton's already announced in Shinsuke. Last night we saw Orton cause a distraction during Kevin Owens and Shinsuke Nakamura's match, which he took Sami Zayn and backdropped his ass on the announce table. That distracted Owens, where Nakamura ended up getting the win in the 1-2-3. So he's on SmackDown.
I think that'll be probably one of the top match. Honestly, that's probably going to be the top match of the night.
Yeah.
Which is sad considering all the talent stuff that's still available. But yeah, I mean, I would probably watch it just for that one match, and that's probably about it.
I would have to go with, since since Raw.
I'm gonna say Raw.
What?
I'm gonna say Raw is gonna take that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Well, I mean, look, you got Kurt Angle.
You know what's gonna happen? Kurt Angle is gonna start fucking flipping Shane McMahon around like a damn rag doll.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, it's going to be great to see Kurt get his hands on Shane. You know he's going to go full German suplex, man. He's going to take him to Suplex City like Brock Lesnar would. And then of course you got Samoa Joe, which is basically, I mean,
I want to see
he's going to choke someone out. You got
Braun, Samoa Joe and AJ Styles go at it again.
Yeah, Samoa Joe. Oh, dude, yeah, Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. Hey, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode. Beer money. What?
That wasn't Samoa Joe and Beer Money.
Beer money, man. Bobby Roode was in Beer Money.
Yeah.
In TNA.
But it was James Storm with him.
Yeah, James Storm. But when someone mentioned Bobby Roode, when they see Bobby Roode, they think of Beer Money from TNA. And I'm like, yeah.
I mean, Beer Money.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, man.
It's a shame. It's a shame that James Storm didn't stay with NXT.
Well, you know why. He had reasons.
But
personal reasons.
We could have had Beer Money in WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Seeing James Storm drive down on that little motorized like beer cooler and stuff. I mean, come on. That'd been awesome.
You
know what they said, too? They said that in real life, you know, James Storm was like the beer drinking cowboy.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode was like the money guy.
Yeah.
In real life, it was the exact opposite.
Oh, I bet.
Bobby Roode was the beer drinker, and
bet.
James Storm was the money guy.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a good match because of the talent and stuff. Braun Strowman, who's like, they made him a face now, which is awesome how they built up. He's going to come in. He's going to dominate. Now, imagine Braun and like I don't know who could you see Braun like throwing around and beating the crap out of
Everybody.
Yeah. And then
the trash man is coming back.
And then you got Finn Balor. Hey, Finn Balor and AJ, you'll see them hook up again.
Finn Balor and Nakamura.
Oh yeah, Finn Balor and Nakamura, dude. This is going to be good. Yeah, Team Raw. Team SmackDown, but Raw. I'm going to have to go with Team Raw on this. Then we got the...
Oh, no.
We got the tag team versus tag team. We got the Raw Tag Team Champions, Rollins and Ambrose, versus the Usos. Now... Apparently, what they've talked about and mentioned is that they've been building this on house shows, and they've been having a story.
Rollins fighting the Usos be interesting, but I'm going to give it to the Usos to win this one because I have a feeling Dean Ambrose is going to get his ass kicked.
The Usos in the New Day, when they had the rivalry, basically raised the bar for what the tag team division should be. And now having these two teams go at it that's representing the brands, I am going to have to go. I'm sorry. I love the Usos, but I'm going to have to go with the Usos, man, on this. I am. I definitely am.
The next match, which is going to be another shit match.
Now, we already know.
Why is this even happening?
Because it's champion versus champion.
But,
now,
oh my God.
Now, I can tell you who's going to get cheered for this.
The Miz is going to
get cheered. The Miz is going to get cheered.
So you got Shit Wrestler 1 versus Shit Wrestler 2.
The Miz is going to bring it. He's going to show why he's one of the longest modern-day reigning Intercontinental champions. Now,
bathroom break on this one.
Against United States champion. I'm going to have to go with The Miz on that. All right.
I don't even care about that.
All right, we'll move on.
Honestly,
then. I know
a win in this match for each one of these guys is not going to make any difference in anything.
Then you got Alexa Bliss, the Raw Women's Champion, versus Natalya, the SmackDown.
Oh, Jesus.
I know Alexa's going to bring it. I like Natty, but there's times where she does a botch here and there in the ring. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, she actually looks pretty decent with her front teeth missing.
You got right. You got two heels.
Yeah.
Going against each other.
That thumping.
Alexa is gonna get cheered for this one. I say she's going to get cheered.
I'm surprised they don't have the Superman wrestling in this pay-per-view.
I know. He's taking a break.
You know what I found out?
What?
He actually didn't. Remember when his teeth accident happened?
Yeah.
They didn't get knocked out because they were looking.
They got
for him.
knocked up. Yeah.
In his gun. Yeah, I thought they got knocked out. They actually got knocked upward.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone did until afterwards.
Thought for him.
Yeah, it does. Alexa Bliss, I say, is going to win that one because one of the actually, you know what? I don't know actually how to call this because one of them is going to do something dirty.
Natalya won this one.
Who's gonna use dirty tactics to win?
Natalya. She's a dirty girl.
Damn!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what the fuck is that?
Damn. Okay. And then we've talked about this before. There's so many scenarios that can play out on this one right here. Lesnar and Jinder. I want to hear. We don't need to go into detail. We don't need to go into a Ricker story about the whole thing.
My prediction, my prediction is Lesnar suplexes the shit out of Jinder, pins him, and it's over. However, because the way WWE has been lately, there's a part of me that says they're going to find some way to have Jinder Mahal beat fucking Brock Lesnar, and when that happens, I'm done.
If there's interference or some kind of thing to cause Brock to lose, I can see, but I would be very, very pissed off about this.
With all the punishment, With all the punishment that Braun Strowman gave him, and Samoa Joe, if someone like Jinder Mahal, beats Lesnar, I'm done. I am done.
I know you definitely would be.
I'll be done with that. I'll be done.
I know you would. Now, one pay-per-view I am looking forward to seeing the night before NXT.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I'm wondering. I want to throw this out here right before we end this. I want to know what you think they're gonna and how they're gonna do this here. I'm talking about War Games.
They're gonna have 2 rings. They confirmed it. They're gonna have a cage over the ring. However, they said they're gonna add their own little twist to it.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think Triple H is gonna do for War Games, man? What do you think?
Is to have it like Royal Rumble, where they each draw a random number and they come out one at a time instead of having them all start at one time in the cage.
You do.
And then I think they're going to do it like Elimination Chamber, where every person has to be in the ring before you can pin or submit somebody.
Yeah. Well, the matches so far that's mentioned for NXT TakeOver Houston or TakeOver War Games. For the War Games, you got the Authors of Pain with Roderick Strong. That's a combination right there.
Yeah.
Versus Sanity with Alexander Wolf, Aaron Young, and Killian Dane. Versus the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, baby, with Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. That's going to be interesting to see. Now, are they going to throw in? Okay, look. Here's what. Are they going to throw in the Freebird rule? What if the Authors, if they throw in the tag team titles, what if the Authors win? They got to share that with Roderick Strong or not?
It's not.
I'm just saying, you know.
If they throw in the tag, they're not going to throw in the tag team titles. They're not.
They're not.
No.
Well,
no.
I'm looking forward to seeing this right here. I'm looking forward to seeing those 3 teams go at it. But the combination I don't get is the Roderick Strong and Authors of Pain. I mean, they're going to coexist just for the fact it's a match.
Well, because they don't like the Undisputed Era. That's why.
That's why. Now we're going to have the Fatal 4-Way, women's Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT Women's vacated title. We got Ember Moon versus Kairi Sane versus Nikki Cross versus Peyton Royce.
I see Nikki Cross or Ember Moon getting that one.
I see Kairi Sane. Was she not amazing when we saw her live at NXT? She was. One thing I was upset about, disappointed with both Ember Moon and Kyrie, was the fact they didn't do their finishers. Because I guess because it was a house show and it wasn't live televised. So, therefore, I'm going to have to go with Kairi Sane. You say you see Nikki Cross or
Ember Moon.
Ember Moon. I can maybe Peyton Royce would be the wild card in there, or Nikki Cross. No. You know what I mean? One of the it's hard to say, man. It is. The favorite would be Ember Moon or Kairi Sane, but I say Nikki Cross or Peyton Royce would be someone you'd have to watch out because they may get it. They may send Ember Moon up to the roster. You don't know. You never know. Then you got let's jump to this one right here. Aleister Black versus.
Why'd you skip the last one?
What?
You skipped one.
I know. I want to jump to this one because I want to hear what you got to say about this. I'm interested because I'm a fan of Aleister Black. You've been watching him for longer than I have.
I do appreciate the way that they're doing the gimmick with the Velveteen Dream. It's a pretty cool gimmick.
Yeah.
I think his finisher is fucking retarded. It's just an elbow drop off the top rope. I mean,
Macho Man.
But it's nothing special to make him stand out.
Aleister Black versus the Velveteen Dream.
Aleister Black's getting this one.
Yeah. Black Mass. You know, I love that spinning back kick, man. It's going to be great. Cassius Ohno versus Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan, was he not freaking great?
Yeah, Cassius Ohno is getting this one. You're going to see tons of elbows and kicks like
you've never seen
before. Oh yeah, Cassius Ohno.
I see Lars plowing through this guy because they've been building him up pretty damn good.
Dude, Cassius Ohno.
What they've been doing with Lars for the house shows. You weren't there a couple months ago for when they came to Daytona. This guy, they've been building him for a while as he's going to be the next Braun Strowman if they keep going with what they're doing with this guy. But he's built just right. Cassius Ohno, I don't know, man. I see Lars plowing right through him.
Nah, dude. The only thing I got to say,
I see that. I love this guy, man. I like this guy.
You know why I think Cassius Ohno?
He's great
because elbows. That's why. Cassius Ohno is going to knock his fucking teeth out.
I'm going with Lars on that one. Then you got Drew McIntyre.
Yep, let's see you say this name.
NXT champion versus Andrea Sienna Almas.
Yeah, some Spanish guy.
I did it. I said it, man.
Some Spanish guy.
With
McIntyre's
Zelina Vega.
McIntyre's going to keep it.
Yeah. He's a good talent in ring. Remember that match he had with Johnny Gargano?
Amazing.
Oh my God, it was freaking amazing.
Yeah, McIntyre's just holding on to the title until Adam Cole gets to him.
Yeah, and then
or until Aleister Black.
Yeah,
decides to kick his head in.
Yeah, but I'm hyped up for War Games. I definitely am. Hyped up for War Games. But all in all, what we got on this week for the in-ring report is pretty damn amazing. It is. It is just amazing. Everything that's going on. I'm hyped up with Ring of Honor. I'm hyped up with NXT. I'm not too really keen with Survivor Series, except like what we talked about with the elimination matches.
It's just so funny how it's like nowadays we're hyped up more for the Indies and NXT more than the main roster WWE.
I mean, know.
It's
something that we look forward to. It is.
I know.
It just is.
I know.
And so, there you have it for this week for the In-Ring Report. Stay connected with ELS, the Everett Lee Show podcast on the following platforms. EverettLeeShow.weebly.com, the official website of the Everett Lee Show. Facebook.com/The Everett Lee. Click the like button, click the follow button for the latest notifications. Twitter @the Everett _Lee for the latest tweets, the latest podcast links on Twitter. Stay connected with these platforms of the Everett Lee Show ELS podcast.
Do it! Just do it! No, what are you waiting for? Do it!
What more ELS, the Everett Lee Show podcast is available at the following. Download the audio version of this podcast and previous podcast at everettleeshow.libsyn.com, stitcher.com, Everett Lee Show. Leave us a rating and a comment in the comments section. iTunes, subscribe to ELS, the Everett Lee Show on iTunes. Give us a rating and a comment. For the video version of this podcast and previous podcasts, visit youtube.com, Everett Lee Show. For interview segments, visit dailymotion.com/Everett Lee Show.
Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
ELS, the Everett Lee Show, is your shot of entertainment to the head.
Random Reddit thread.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the random Reddit thread of the week. I'm sitting here with McShaft. McShaft, what do you got this week for the random Reddit thread?
Oh, we got some good stuff here.
What do we got?
Some good stuff.
What do we got?
All right, so the first random Reddit thread we have here is on the category Today I Learned. Okay? Or as I like to say, Today I Learned it. Okay? So, most Converse sneakers, you know what Converse are, the Chuck Taylors.
Yes.
All of those.
Yes.
Most Converse sneakers have a very thin layer of felt that's applied to their soles in order to legally classify them as slippers. This saves the company more than 33% in import taxes.
Really?
Yes.
So they consider Converse sneakers as what?
Slippers.
Slippers.
Because they can basically import slippers cheaper than you can shoes. So they apply that one little thin pair or thing of velvet to it or felt to it.
Really?
To categorize it. Yeah. And that's something.
Really? I didn't know that. I wouldn't.
So next time you want to wear slippers and you put on your Converse and people question you, there you go. This next one is from the category educational. So is that educational? Educational. So
Educational.
Like AWW, like educational. Despite their pig-like appearance, hippos are actually more closely related to whales and dolphins.
Hippos?
Yeah.
Hippos are dangerous, man. Hippos are like one of the dangerous things.
But they have like a pig-like feature to them. So people think they're like in the pig family.
Yeah.
No, they're more closely related to whales and dolphins than they are pigs.
Why the hell? That's just crazy.
I mean, you
That
never know.
is. I know. That's just ridiculous. That is.
This next one considering all the crazy shit that's been happening in Hollywood. The category for this one is shitty life pro tips. Okay? So, the thread is, when accused of sexual assault, simply imply to come out as gay to distract the media.
What?
Yeah. When accused of sexual assault, simply come out as gay to distract the media.
Oh my God, what the fuck is that? But you know and I know that you're only half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do.
You like that one? You like that? Right.
That's crazy. Well, let me just throw this out there. You heard about Kevin Spacey?
That's why he said that.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey's crazy, man. Oh my God.
The next
Damn.
The next one comes from the category cars.
Cars.
Okay.
Dodge.
Everyone loves
Dodge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have their line of Hellcats out, the Hellcat Charger, the Challenger. Dodge is finally offering a Hellcat crate motor to the general public.
Hellcat crate.
Yeah. So now you're going to be able to just buy a brand new Hellcat motor to put it in whatever the fuck you want. So
no way.
These are actually built to go in vehicles that are, I think, like 1975 and older. So like in the 60s, 70s, However, people are going to put them in whatever they can find. The price is $19,530. The kit, it comes with a kit that lets you kind of put it in to older like cars and stuff and everything with like braces and everything, and like comes with like belts and pulleys and stuff, and that's an extra $21.95, like $2,195. So
jeez.
For the cost of $21,725, you can get a 707 horsepower motor with 650 foot-pounds of torque.
Damn.
Okay.
Show me the money!
So, my whole thought is not only are we going to start seeing these Hellcat motors and like older like Mopars, like 69 Chargers with a Hellcat or whatever we can find a freaking 68 Camaro or 70 Camaro with a you're going to start seeing these things in everything. I've already seen online people have put these engines into Jeep Wranglers. I know they have one in a Jeep Cherokee. Imagine, okay, hey, I got this 94 Nissan 240. Instead of putting an LS swap in it, I'm going to put a Hellcat in it. Hey, I got this Honda Civic.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Dude, Hellcat Honda Civic.
Damn. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
And the final thread here is on Today I Learned Again. So, Harvard University. Harvard's first black faculty member was a dentist, Dr. George Franklin Grant. He joined the Department of Mechanical Dentistry in 1871. He was also an inventor. He actually patented the wooden golf tee. Previously, before that, golfers carried around buckets of sand and placed their balls on a little pile as they went.
No way. Damn.
Look at that.
I didn't know that. I learned something, man.
Yeah, see?
I learned that.
And that's it for today's random Reddit thread.
Hell yeah. Come back next week for some more random Reddit thread, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Thank you, McShaft. Thank you for what you did in the in-ring report this week. One hell of an episode this week. I want to thank everyone again for downloading this audio podcast and watching the video podcast of the ELS Everett Lee show. And that's it. We'll see what next week will bring. I am Everett Lee. Thank you again, and we will see you next week on ELS, the Everett Lee Show.